Gen Y, Gen X, Millennials, Generation Me, Generation Internet. You know who you are. You've been crushed, hit hard by this economy.
So if you're dealing with college debt, maybe you're even trying to move out of your parents' house or start a new business. Look, the only way you're going to be able to do that is to be able to produce and to get people to pay you what you're worth.
I'm fighting for your generation. I'm not counting you out. I believe in you. We're here to give young hustlers the advice and tools they need to succeed in the 21st century. Hey, Grant Cardone here, and Jarrod Glant at Jarrod Glant. Follow him on Twitter at
Show
Jarrod
me some
Glant.
love. Come on now.
Show him the love. You know what the show is? The show is young.
Every day we hustling.
Hustling. Every day. And today, our phone number is 305-865-5260. You can follow this show at grantcardone.com/young hustlers. Hustlers with an S,
Hustle
right?
hard.
And we here talking about how you young 18 to 32-year-olds, or those of you older than that, want to put the young hustle
Gen Ys,
muscle,
millennials.
Young hustle muscle on your bank account, on your business. You want to put it on your girlfriend, your boyfriend. Dude, I want you to put some young hustle into the marketplace because I believe in yous. You know, I saw this comment by the comedian Get Her Done. You know Get Her Done?
Oh, yeah.
What's that cat's name?
It's Get Her Done.
When you think about Get Her Done's name, I'm on Twitter at Grant Cardone. Our phone number is 305.
Is it Larry the Cable Guy?
No. 305-865-5260. First person could tweet who the cat is we're thinking about. Get Her Done. He said, I've been hearing a lot of negative comments about the Cajuns down in Louisiana. And he's like, I disagrees with all the negative comments about the Cajuns because, look, let's face it. They built a city 500 feet, 50 feet below sea level.
It just changes the story.
No, it was 50. Check it out, 50 feet below sea level, and put a bunch of Democrats there that can't swim. That ain't stupid. That genius. Get Her Done. Larry the Cable Guy. What's the cat's name?
The Get Her Done guy. It's Larry.
Get Her Done,
Larry
man.
The Cable Guy.
Who is it, man? Who's following me on Twitter right now? Jarrod Glant is. That's Jarrod Glant. Billy Merritt, downtown Atlanta, moving some iron. We got young Bruce Wayne. If you're following us on Twitter, hit me, call me, don't stall me, bang me, dang me. We talking about multiple flows of income.
It's time to get paid.
Folks, let me tell you something. Too many of you out there thinking you're going to get rich quick. Okay? Unless you're the guy at WhatsApp and you hit it for $19 billion, or you're Mark Zuckerberg. Look,
you could win the lottery. You could win the lottery,
yeah,
too.
but even the lottery people go busted because they violate my principles about multiple flows of income. Can you pop that screen up for me, dog?
So you're telling me that just because somebody wins the lottery,
dude, what happens to people that win the lottery? The first thing that people do when they win the lottery is they quit their job. That's the first question to ask. You gonna quit your job? Oh yeah, I'm quitting my job, dude. You never, ever, ever want to walk away from the very thing that got you the winning ticket.
Even if you win like 20 mil?
Oh man, look, if I want 20 mil.
20 million,
What am I gonna do with 20 million? I'm gonna pay taxes on 12 of it.
Maybe buy yourself a sandwich.
I end up with about 8 million.
Cold drink.
12 million maybe, okay? And then what do I do, man? Would I leave my job? I wouldn't leave my job. Would you leave your job if you won 12 million today?
No, God no.
How about 200 million? I know Paulie and Robert are saying, I'm out of here, dog. 2 million and you done? 2 million. Okay. So look, here's what I want to tell you to do. Because I have, okay, of all the people I know, including some of my mentors, some of the people that I've learned from in my life, guys that I used to work for, the car dealer I worked for when I was 25, he's out of business. Okay. Another guy I worked for, I'll keep his name out of it. 30 years, I was 30 years old, learned a lot from this guy, respect him. But dude, he never did what I'm about to tell you today, which is create multiple flows of income. But how to do it? Because everybody talks about how to do it. If you Google multiple flows or multiple streams of income, you're going to see a guy named Robert Allen come up. Robert sold everything from, Robert will sell anything. Debt advice, income advice. I mean, every 3 years.
Is he the pitch man? The pitch man on TV?
Every 3 years he changes his products. He's basically selling mailing list on emails, okay?
Right.
I'm not envious of the guy. I mean, good for the guy. I'm glad for the guy. Good, but here's the deal. I'm going to show you how to build multiple flows of income. And you and I have had this conversation. We've had a lot of people call in on the show about, dude, how do I get a second drip going?
Well, the people that crack it are the ones that can get paid from more than one place. Like I've got no interest in having average levels of retirement or income, passive income at any point in my life. Like I want to do something big.
Yeah.
So I got to get out of And see, you got to do, you young hustlers out there, you got to find somebody that can give you good advice like my man here did, because I wasn't brought up to think with investing in property or real estate.
Yeah, no, you're brought up to get a job. You're brought up to get an education, get a job, and save your money.
Yeah.
So like Chad Pitteger here, he sent me a product from Be True, okay?
CP. Get fit,
these are proteins, and I really appreciate Chad you sending me this. You see, Chad basically, this is not his main business today. I think Chad is looking at a second flow of income. We get calls constantly from people here. Hey, will you look at my product? I'm in multi-level. I'm in direct marketing. People are looking. Good for you that you're looking. This is what I want you to do, and I'm writing an article right now that we're going to drop into Business Insider. And it's an expanded version of a short article that I wrote recently about creating multiple flows of income. You see the gusher right up there? Do you never want to walk away from this? This is the biggest mistake that people make. They walk away from their first flow, go put their attention on a second flow. Remember, the goal was what? To have multiple flows. They got one thing gushing. Maybe it's paying you $6,000 a month. And then you go look at this other thing that's not paying you anything.
And then you put your time and your energy, resources trying to build something.
Build the second one under the mythology, the belief, the desire that, hey, I'm going to create a second flow of income. But you took your eye off the first flow. It starts getting smaller and smaller. It's now a drip. The second flow is going to be a drip for a long time unless you're lucky. Now you got 2 drips.
How do you get 3?
You want a third drip. Wait, no, what you want to do is this, okay? And then I'm going to take a call. But first thing you want to do is never, ever ignore the first flow unless in some kind of freak circumstance where you win $300 or $400 million. And you're like, hey, middle finger to you, dog. I'm out of here, player. Bye-bye. But you were going to leave that job anyway. Let's keep it real, okay? So the first thing is you never want to violate the first flow. And I'm going to actually show you what I did over the last 25 years to create multiple, strong, dependable flows. This is Grant Cardone, Jarrod Glant.
At Jarrod Glant.
You're young hustlers. Stay with us. Stay here, except for Pierce Morgan.
There are 7 billion people in the world. Who are you? How are you different?
7 billion people on planet Earth. There's a small portion of them that want greatness.
Sell or Be Sold. Book and audio package.
You can't get away from this idea that you just have to sell more.
Voted the #1 business sales book by Axiom Gold Awards. Now, for the first time ever, in audio, read by Grant Cardone. If you want to get your way in business and in life, call 800-368-5771. Sell or Be Sold. Book and audio package. Call 800-368-5771 today.
One thing, closing a transaction is something completely different.
If you don't close, you lose. Stop losing. Start closing deals. Make the decision. Discover over 100 ways to ink the deal.
Got to be able to ask for the close in several different ways.
Your job isn't complete until your customer has taken delivery of your product or service.
My job is to help the client make a decision.
Call 800-368-5771 for the Closer Survival Guide book and audio package today.
Your money is in closing a deal. And recommit to your career. Recommit to your profession. Understand the rules of closing a deal.
The Closer Survival Guide book and audio package. Call 800-368-5771. Call 800-368-5771 and start closing today.
Cardone, Grant Cardone, and Jarrod Glant.
At Jarrod Glant.
Dude, follow me on Twitter, man. I need some followers. You catching up with me, Jay?
Come on, man.
Okay, so here's the deal, okay? We're talking about multiple flows of income. I got Luke from Boise, Idaho on the phone. I'm going to take his call. This show is about you, your money, your future, okay? Do not believe everything they're telling you guys about, oh, you're 28, 30 years old, you're 18 years old, nobody believes in you. I believe in you, man. I believe in you, but
I believe in you too, guys and girls.
You got to have a program, man. You got to have a program, okay? So this is what I want you to do. I want you to take whatever your first income is. I don't care if you like your job or not. I want you to think about how to get that first flow bigger, okay? Don't move to a second flow yet. Get the first flow. Get some girth. Everybody likes some girth, man. Come on. Thickness. I need something thick. I got to have blood vessels all freaking, I want to explode onto you. You understand? Young hustlers, get you some girth.
Nice.
Get that first flow thick, pumping. You got it? Now, when you make your move to the second flow, I do not want you to move to anything dissimilar. I want you to have a similar flow. It needs to be connected, something relative to what you are currently doing. Perfect example, okay, McDonald's. This cat goes and buys a milkshake company called McDonald's, right? And Ray Kroc buys a company from McDonald's. They were doing, I think, milkshakes and hamburgers. He didn't go start a vegetable company second. He started multiple flows relative to his company. My first company at 30 years old, I wanted to go from my first company that was now stable after about 5 years, and I wanted to move to a second company. I've always wanted to be in real estate, but I did not move to real estate first. What I did was I added a division to my existing company that could create another flow. Not as girthy, not as thick, didn't have near the blood vessels pumping into it, no, didn't have the juice, the vibrate. None of that was going on, but it was a little stream. And then you know what I did? I added a third stream. This third stream actually got girthed up really fast because there was a partner involved in another city, another location. The first three streams, and I'm going to take Luke, were all similar. It was not until these were puking and dependable that I ventured into real estate. Luke from Boise, Idaho, what is your question, my man?
Grant Cardone, how's it going, sir?
Good, buddy.
I'm very, very honored to be on the show right now. And how's it going, Jarrod? How are you doing?
Man, I'm doing unbelievable. Thanks for the call.
All right. Well, first off, before I ask my question, I just kind of wanted to say about, having different drips, multiple flows of income. When I'm 21 right now, and trying to become a young hustler. And pretty much when I was 11 years old, I started my first business ever. It was in McCall, Idaho, little resort town, and I actually rented sleds, like little toboggans and stuff. I rented them out.
Hey, what's a toboggan? What's a toboggan?
You don't know what a toboggan is?
I don't know what a toboggan is. I grew up in Southern California, man. Come on.
I got laid in a toboggan once.
You don't even know what a toboggan is, man. Come on.
I do, man.
What is a toboggan?
So
It's like
we
a
have this
canoe?
thing called Winter Carnival down in McCall, Idaho. And, there's
Dude,
ice
look, tweet me
sculptures
if you've
and
ever had
food
sex
and
on a
blah, blah, blah.
toboggan. I got to know right now, okay?
And I would rent these sleds out to these kids.
Luke, I'm talking about sex.
$3 a half hour.
Luke,
so they could sled down hills.
What the hell, Luke?
Yeah.
Dude, have you ever had sex on a toboggan? That's what we want to know.
No, I have not. Not
Okay,
yet.
okay, get back to your rental
Not yet.
story.
I like that. He left it open.
Get back to your rental story,
Not
bro.
yet.
Okay.
It's gonna be in play here soon. So, and then of course their parents would always just dish out the cash just for them to sled down these hills.
Half-hour show.
Sometimes I just sell them the toboggans right there.
Right.
But then I got shut down. So I was 11 years old. The next year I did it again. The third year I got shut down by the city because I was making too much money.
Boom.
And pretty much I had to get over that battle.
They
which
want to
was
pay
I
your
ran through my
taxes.
parents' business.
Gotta pay their
They had a
taxes.
retail store right on the sidewalk, and I ran through their business to rent these toboggans. But then the city really shut me down. Said no, you got to get a permit. Blah blah blah. So I gave up on that. The next year, I bought about 20 vending machines and put them all through McCall, Idaho. And to this day, I'm still getting a check from the guy I sold it to.
Oh, dude, that's awesome.
as-
That's multiple
as a
flows of
commission.
income. That's great, bro. That's excellent. Okay, so now what's your question?
Okay, my question is, so I'm 21 years old now,
Uh-huh.
and back when I was 20, I got married. and my ex-wife cheated on me with a cook from Applebee's.
Ooh, it's because the bacon burger's so good.
And no, he wasn't even a cook. He was the fry guy that takes the chicken nuggets, puts it in the basket, and drops it in the oil.
He put it in the basket. Trust me.
Nugget in the basket.
He put it in the basket, and then
That's all he does. That's it. I mean, he's a nobody. And like this next year, by 2015, by December 2015, I'm going to be making six figures.
Pow!
And by December 2016, I'm going to be making at least $500,000.
Dude, and you're gonna be like,
I will be a millionaire. My net worth will be $1 million by the time I'm 25.
My man, I believe in you, bro. Now, when you make that $1 million, you're gonna call up that ex-girlfriend that slept with Mr. Crisco and say,
"I'm in your face."
It's Bay.
Absolutely
Scream
not.
my name now. It's Bay. It's nobody.
On every single billboard in the Northwest.
Boom.
I will not call her. She will find out.
Yeah, of course, because you know that's a great way to get revenge. So I don't know what your question is in that,
Here's
but
my question.
Yeah.
Just real quick. My question is, for us being millennials...
Don't tell me that you're not going to ask me how to have sex with the guy at Applebee's, right?
How do we get over the disgrace from family, from friends, from coworkers, everything? How do we battle that, and how do we get over being divorced?
That's a great point. You know what? I think that we need to talk a little bit about the more formula right here, because in order to get more of anything that you want, there's a specific formula that you have to follow. There's 4 things that you have to do to get more in life, to get more in your professional career, to get more in your relationships, and we're going to share each 4 of those steps with you when we come back from the break. Young hustlers, make sure you call us 305-865.
Look, we're going to handle that, bro. Thanks for calling in. I appreciate it. All right, we're back.
305-865.
Hey, folks, okay, the other thing is before we blow away, okay, make sure, and we'll be right back, make sure you follow Jarrod Glant right here, okay? He needs some followers.
Give me some followers. Give me some love.
Grant Cardone saved my business.
About 6 months ago, I found Grant Cardone on YouTube, and I instantly liked what he was saying. I wanted to know how to go out and get the sale. I wanted to know when I wanted money, how to turn the faucet on and get money. I call that money on tap, and Grant Cardone taught me how to get that stuff.
Whatever it takes, do what you got to do, go get it, what you want in your business and in your life.
I need a new guru, somebody who's really up to date and modern, and that's when I found Grant Cardone, and that's when I found 10X.
Look, massive, 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 massive action.
What are you waiting for? You're either going to have more or you're going to have less. Make the decision, get committed, read the books, get to the seminars, take action.
If you're trying to build a massive brand, I think there's nobody better in the country than Grant Cardone.
Your time is now. Get your 10X book and audio today. Visit grantcardone.com/10X or call 800-368-5771.
Whatever you want, you got to commit all the way in and think in terms of domination, not a spectator. You don't want to be a spectator, folks. Spectators pay, players get paid. You got to really smash a guy. You got to wow him. You got to freak him out. You literally have to dominate a space. Your ability to do so impacts you in ways that will determine the very outcome of the future of your life.
There's not a second, a third, a fourth, or a fifth. It's just first or nothing.
Improvements in products comes from competition. But if you're the one playing the game, you want to dominate the field.
Call 800-368-5771. If you're not first or last, we'll show you effective strategies to outwork and outsell the competition so you can push, advance, and dominate the marketplace. Call 800-368-5771 now. Visit grantcardone.com/first or last. Call 800-368-5771.
Grant Cardone here and Jarrod Glant.
At Jarrod Glant, Young Hustler.
Young Hustlers, we're talking about multiple flows of income, and before Jarrod gives you my more formula, I just want to suggest to you that what we're talking about today is an article. You're getting it right here in Young Hustlers before I release the article, so you're going to get you a head start.
Special release.
Special release. You're going to get you a head start. Number one, I don't want you to disregard the first flow of income. I don't care how good your second, third, or fourth temptation is. If you're going to move into multifamily, do not leave your primary flow. Otherwise, you end up with one flow again, not two. You actually exactly. You end up with a second flow. First flow's gone. That's back to one flow, and you know less about the second flow than you knew about the first flows. First flow's got to get girthy and strong. Put all your attention on that. Take on your second flow. Once you get that second flow, it needs to be connected and similar. Similar, okay? Similar. You need them similar, okay? They fit. It's natural. It's organic. It's easy. What was your second flow, Jay?
My second flow, real estate.
Yeah, so what he did was he said, man, Grant, how do I get a second flow going? I'm like,
because I want to be rich, bitch.
So the first thing he said is, I said, well, look, dude, first thing is let's just take, the idea of what you're doing right now. Let's add some other divisions or products. So we got some other flows going into this main one, big, girthy, thick. Okay, and it's big and it's thick and it wants to push and pump, right? Okay, and then anything you can add to that, other products similar. He's like, yeah, man, but I got some extra money here. I said, oh, dude, but then invest in real estate. But are you ready to do that? He's like, no, I don't know anything about it. I don't have a background in it. Can't get a loan. I said, throw some money in one of my deals, dog.
So I wrote a big check.
What happens every month?
I get a check.
Yeah.
But look, I could have never gotten into the situation with him. One, if I wouldn't have banked a ton of money and lived really lean.
That's right.
Getting to that point.
Right.
And then, hey, find somebody you can partner up with.
Yeah, dude, somebody you're close to, though, okay? Somebody that has a track record, knows what they're doing. And let me just say this, if you're going to invest money, make sure whoever you're investing in has more in that deal than you do.
Yeah.
He's not worried about his money. He wants my money to do good because I got this much money in that deal, and he's got
itty bitty baby money.
That's what he's got in there. But it's good. It's a start, right? So look, see this big flow, second, third. Those second and thirds in this new article that I'm going to be writing, we won't be using this image, should be connected. The fourth flow would be your first move into something disconnected. Now below here, notice when this was created, I forget the artist that created this, but I think it was like Pavlo or Pavlo or
Pavel?
No, dude, one of those great artists, Goth or
Picasso.
Picasso, this was Picasso. See how they have all their attention on the expenses, housing, car, health, phone, food? Dude, this is ridiculous. This is a leaking barrel. It is exactly, whoever created this, okay, it's a leaking barrel. There's more attention on the expenses in this than there are on the actual thing that the article was written on. You see this guy over here, he looks happy. He ain't happy.
He's looking a little thin.
Shit, that guy's smoking freaking sticky in Colorado.
Or in his lips.
Or he just found out that freaking Piers Morgan got fired from CNN.
Boom! That's two times.
I know there's a God. I know for sure there's a God. Because Piers Morgan is Inksnay.
Pink.
Okay, so you got it? You know what you're going to do?
I do want to say one thing though. Whenever Grant and I talk about, I'm like, hey, I want to crack it big. I want to go bigger. We don't talk about, hey, well, let's try to find another real estate deal. The first thing we talk about is, okay, how can we blow this business up so that I have more money?
Yeah.
So that I can invest it.
Dude,
so again,
my
don't take
accountant,
attention off
that's
it.
a great point. My accountant told me this month, Grant, why are you even worried about number one anymore? My number 4 is so big that he's like, dude, why don't you, that's the only thing you should do. I said, dude, I do not abandon what got me where I at.
Keep the main thing,
Damien from Allentown, Pennsylvania, man. What's happening, brother?
How you doing, man? How you doing?
You up there digging coal today?
What's
you
up,
down
D?
in the coal mine, man?
I'm always searching for gold, man. I'm searching for a few other kids to dig with me.
There you go, man. We want to take you with us, man. Come on. What's your question, my friend?
Hey, I just had a question, basically about, what do you guys think? I know there's a lot of young kids out there listening, and what do you guys think is the hardest part about, building up maybe that second stream of income as a young guy, as a young kid? Maybe Jared can.
Dude, the hardest part about that, about starting that second flow is doing enough with your first flow to make it happen. You can't. I was listening to an interview the other day, and a guy was talking about the misconceptions with creating wealth. I think it was actually the article you wrote.
Yeah,
we were talking about it, And he was like, the issue is not saving. The issue is creation of income. That should be your focus. How do I get my first flow of income so big that it allows me to the opportunity to go other places?
Perfect example. Dude, if you're working at McDonald's, okay, the thing is not to leave McDonald's, it's to become the manager there. It's to learn everything about the business. Man, how could you own 100 McDonald's franchises? Rather than saying, I'm going to disconnect from that. Dude, get connected. If you don't like the way it smells or the way it works or the people you're surrounded by, get above the game. You don't need to disconnect from the game. You need to change the cards you have by saying, hey, I just want to change my position here. I want to figure out what McDonald's is doing. That's a very successful franchise that's made billions and billions of dollars. And so you don't like the $7 they're paying you. Do learn the game there. Because if you can't learn that game, you're not going to learn the next one.
And that really takes us into what I wanted to talk to. I started talking about it to Luke, and I guess we can pick that up here with Damien.
Thanks, Damien. I appreciate you calling in, bro. I hope that helps.
Yes, sir. Thank you. And the protein is on the way.
Dude, what is it? What's the name of your website, bro? That's the other thing.
Williams.
Wait, that's the other thing. You guys, when y'all call in, okay, you got a shot with me. Freaking pitch your shit. What is it?
Absolutely. My website is DamienWilliamsNutrition.com, and you can find me on all social media at Dope by Dane.
At Dope by Dane.
Yep.
Dude, I love it. I don't like dope, but
and if you've seen our actual, my tweet to you is at 170 retweets. It's crazy.
Oh, you got retweeted a number of times because
it doesn't count if they're all you, man.
My power tweet.
You got to have other people retweet it.
You got to get other people to retweet it, bro. Okay, thanks for calling, bro. I appreciate it, okay?
So, look, what Damien was talking about is how can I create, we were telling Damien, is how can you create more with your primary flow? Luke's saying, hey, how do I combat the negativity or the people that are the naysayers? And look, there's an exact formula that you can employ in your life in order to solve the problem. It's called the MORE formula. There's 4 steps to it. The first thing that you need to do is identify what is wanted. What do you really want? What is the ideal situation? For my man Fred, if you're listening.
Okay? Fred's listening. Fred,
identify your ideal situation, okay? And identify what you truly want. And you got to stay connected to that. Write those goals down every day. Stay so laser focused on that thing that you're dreaming about it.
Go ahead.
The second thing you need to do is identify what's in the way of you getting that. So, Luke, if your family is holding you back, if this divorce and the people that are associated are holding you back, you've got to identify.
The only thing holding him back right now is
the French fry guy.
Yeah, the French fry guy is holding his wife back.
So we've identified what's
holding
wanted.
her backwards right now.
Jesus,
saying, "Hey, how about some of this?"
Identify what's wanted and remind yourself every single day what you want. The second thing, identify what's in the way from you getting it.
Yeah.
The third thing you do is you remove the blocks. If that's your family, if that's your friends, if that's your schedule, if that's your free time or your thinking,
bad habits,
anything that you can identify as a block to you getting what you want, you've got to remove it. And then the last thing you need to do is skill up. Add skill. You don't add skill before you identify what you want. You don't add skill before what's in the way or before you remove the blocks. It's the last thing.
Yeah.
It's called the MORE formula. I'm telling you. You put this in
And I
in
tell you what,
place.
if you hit us up, I'll send you the MORE formula that I wrote up, okay? Jarrod's been a great asset to me personally and spiritually and to the company. I've never told you this, but it allows me to bounce off kind of what people need right now and the information you need. And look, you need financial independence, okay? You need more money. Your group of people, the group of people between 18 and 32 are the single most financially stressed out people on planet Earth right now, okay? Everything's against you right now. There's a 200-mile-an-hour financial wind in your face. You got to play a different game.
63% of millennials graduating with college degrees, they're in debt and they can't get jobs. It's a problem.
Dude, so you got to play a different game because mommy and daddy's game ain't working for you. So I'm telling you, every Thursday we'll come here and we'll give you the information you need to bust out. For instance, I'm going to give you something not to do, okay? This cat, Dan, writes me.
Do not do this.
Do not do this. You'll never have any flow. I sent you an email with 375 units and can get bigger portfolios, but if you're not going to answer, I'm not spinning my wheels. I was overseeing 1,200 units not long ago, he says, and I helped my buddy get to 7,000 in 3 years of hyper growth. Ain't no thing but a J thing. That's what he says. Look, man, don't write me an email, Dan, and say, I sent you an email And if you're not going to respond, I'm not going to spend money.
Oh my God, he didn't write me back.
Dude, every one of his emails starts with, if I don't hear back from you, literally every email, if I don't hear back from you, I'm going to take you off my list.
Oh, woe is me.
I'm like, bro,
the
really?
little bitch.
My God, bro. Come on. Change your attitude, get a better approach, and take a lot of action. Okay? When you're trying to fill that first pipeline up, man, you need to be agreeable with everybody, baby. He did the right thing. He did the right thing. You made that mistake before, haven't you? He did the right thing. He went and approached somebody. He must be watching me on social media. He knows I'm out trying to buy real estate. And he's like, dude, I got a deal. He gets into the freaking deal. He gets me excited. And then he sends me some bullshit. Look, man, it's crazy, bro. Did your girlfriend go to Applebee's too?
You know what I love about my job?
Everybody's going to Applebee's.
Every day I spin my wheels until they ain't spinning. When they grab, watch out.
Yeah. Now, I want to. Well, I can't share this letter, but I do want to thank BMAC, the people at BMAC. I want to thank Jerry Pino, who sent me these beautiful book holders.
Oh man,
what do we call these?
I think you could call them a book display case.
You can check it out at www. Don't need to say that anymore. BMAC.com, dude. They got it all right here. Okay?
What is it?
Thank you for sending that to me.
BEEMAK.
Chad Pitteger sent me some good protein. I'm going to bust out some pills right now, see if I can get a little vitamin out of it. Okay, you want one?
Yeah, man.
There you go. If you want your product shown on the show, man, that's what you should be doing. If you don't have our 10X rule water bottles, man, get them, man. Why do I want to do that? Because you know what? If my boy right here, Dan, Mr. Negative, in the letter, had this, maybe it would remind him, don't be stupid. You're on Young Hustlers, folks. Look, you need multiple flows of income. Work on the first one first, then the second and third. Make sure they're similar. The fourth one, then you step outside your comfort zone. That's what this man's going to do. I'm going to make this man sick rich, get him some girth, blood vessels popping, hit it. Stay with us every Thursday, 1 p.m.
Hustler.
Tuesdays is the Cardone Zone.
Don't miss a Cardone Zone.
Business,
That's some good.
Finance, career, YouTube. Hey, I want you to hit subscribe when you're done with this. If you liked it, I'm telling you, if you got one freaking thing, I want you to hit subscribe and share it with one of your itch babe friends that might need some help.
Come on now.
Oh, by the way, what about the free package? Who do we give that to?
We gave the free package last week to a girl named Vera. We gave her a Sell to Survive. Sell or Be Sold MP3 download for calling in and participating.
Yeah, that's a brand new product. It's almost 13 hours Sell to Survive book, but I read it out as an audio and I blow it up. This week, we're going to give it to our first caller. Who was that? No, I'm going to give it to the guy whose wife went and had sex with the Applebee's guys.
I think that was Luke.
That was Luke. We'll give it to Luke. Luke, thanks for calling in. Thanks for being here. Be great, folks.
Sorry about your wife.
Be great. No, it's a good thing. Somebody else hit it, okay? Probably wasn't that good anyway. You want to say anything?
Yeah, man. Just make sure you follow me on Twitter at Jarrod Glant on Twitter. Please give me some love. Now we getting cut off. Come on now. Be great.
Out.
Nothing else pays.
Gen Y, Gen X, Millennials, Generation Me, Generation Internet. You know who you are. You've been crushed, hit hard by this economy.
So if you're dealing with college debt, maybe you're even trying to move out of your parents' house or start a new business. Look, the only way you're going to be able to do that is to be able to produce and to get people to pay you what you're worth.
I'm fighting for your generation. I'm not counting you out. I believe in you. We're here to give young hustlers the advice and tools they need to succeed in the 21st century. Every Thursday, 1 p.m., Young Hustlers. Be there. Gen Y.